Hello. This is an example of a DC mesh analysis analytical problem. So let's get started. Um, First, we got to decide how many equations we're going to need to use to analyze the circuit using mesh analysis. And to do so, we're just going to count up the meshes, and that's going to be it in this case since there are no control variables. So there's just I1 and I2, and that's going to be two equations. For these equations, first I look for any current sources, but I don't see any, so that means we're going to be using a lot of KVL. Starting with mesh I1, we're going to compute the voltage across R1, which is going to be using Ohm's law, the current times the resistance, or R1 times I1. I'm going to add that with the voltage across V1, and since we're going in a clockwise direction here, we hit the negative terminal first and then the positive terminal, so the voltage across that is going to be negative V1. And the last part for this mesh is going to be adding the voltage across R2, and again using Ohm's law, it's going to be the current times the resistance. The current in this case is going to be I1 going in the clockwise direction, and then minus I2 because it's kind of fighting against I1 there if they meet in the middle. So the the voltage being current times resistance is going to be R2 times I1 minus I2, and all that's going to equal 0. Next, let's look at the second mesh here, and we'll start from the bottom. The voltage across R3 is going to be the current times resistance, or R3 times I2. Moving up to the voltage across R2, let's add the resistance times the current. So it's going to be R2 times the current, which is going to be I2 minus I1. Again, they're kind of fighting against each other in the middle there. And then moving to the top there, I2, we're assuming it's moving clockwise. So if you follow that, it hits the voltage source V2 at the positive terminal and then moves through the negative terminal after that. So it's going to be plus V2. All that equals 0. Let's click submit. And now we're supposed to compute I naught in terms of I2 and I1. I naught is at the bottom right there. It's pointing towards the left, and it's on the outside of the circuit. It's only touching I2. And I2, if you follow that, it's moving clockwise. It moves in the same direction as I naught. So I naught just equals I2. They are the same current. Click submit, and perfect. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps.